Hello, welcome to Odin Star Fitness, where we keep it fun and functional. Today is day 8 of Cut the Gut Christmas Challenge, and it's going well. And if you've been following along, yesterday was a day off, and we talked about 6 days. And as predicted, this is on film, I am feeling better than I was yesterday. And it's actually earlier than I normally work out because it's the weekend. So me and the crew got together in the morning. So I woke up. Actually, I woke up an hour earlier than I normally do, and I was ready to go, and I'm feeling good. So I still have a little bit of sniffles, but we're gonna go out there and crush it anyways. So I am fasted. I did. I did eat yesterday, but I stopped eating fairly early so that way I could go into this workout fasted. And I like doing that after a big eating day because you can eat big and still burn fat if you eat properly. So this morning workout's going to be great because I can go out and kind of flush out any remaining calories, and also it gets all that food moving. Um, your stomach doesn't have a muscle like the stomach organ doesn't have any muscles. So when you eat and digest food, your body is leaning on your surrounding musculature to process that food. That's why the one of the worst things you can do is, well, two of the worst things you could do is one is move too early, like work out too quickly after eating. But really, if you eat and then don't move at all for a long period of time, say a couple days, you're not really moving that food around. Whereas the twisting motion and movement helps your body digest that food and move it through the system. And it also activates your organs. You know, your liver doesn't have any muscles, your kidneys don't have any muscles. All that is dependent on your body, especially your diaphragm, which we're going to talk about later. So, after all that eating yesterday, I'm going to have a nice morning workout to move all that around and help get rid of it too. But it's also going to help me process it, and it's going to burn fat because I've been fasting for at least 12 hours. I think I stopped eating at like 6 and it's 9. So whatever, 15 hours, that's plenty good. And I'm not too concerned about it. This is just a cherry on top workout. So other than that, I'm going to go up to the school, and I'm going to do some wall ball and some jogging combination and show you one of my favorite plyometric exercises, and we will go from there. Welcome back. I'm going to do a short wall ball demo. If you don't know what wall ball is, it's one of the best movements you can do all around. It's definitely a killer fat burner. Like, you could probably just do this movement a couple times a week in a fasted state and get really good at it and lose all the fat you need. You can use different weighted balls. This is a 10 pounder. Definitely too light for me, but I still need to get a heavier one. But start at a light one. If you don't even have to start at 10, you could start it with a basketball if that's what you want. Um, but the idea is to play around with the weight and make it heavier and heavier, and also the amount of reps. But the key thing is there's a few keys. One is the full range of motion. You're going to get sick of hearing me say that, but it's super important. A full range of motion. So you start down at the bottom, all the way down at the bottom of the squat. This engages the elasticity of your hamstrings and glutes. Very powerful. And then you spring up, come up off of your feet, explode. Now, I can't explode as much as I would like to because unfortunately I don't have a wall high enough. So I have to kind of adjust to basketball, um, this basketball hoop. But, you know, we're only as good as the environment we're in. You know, we make do. So I start down, go all the way up, explode up into the air. If you have a heavy enough ball and a tall enough wall, you should really be able to explode up. Feet come off the air. Obviously, this is an explosive jump. You're keeping the ball to your chest as well. That's gonna help propel the ball. And really, that's what you're driving the ball with. This is not just an arm exercise. You're actually, if I could, I would show the ball coming up just using my chest. This is very, very important. And anybody who does Olympic lifts or cleans or anything like that, or Zerkers for that matter, definitely will profit from this movement and understand it. So I'm keeping the ball and I'm actually driving with my legs. That's what I'm using to give the ball as much strength as possible. So from there, now unfortunately I can't go full out, but once I reach the top, about here, then I can start using my arms. And you want to time this. There's a lot of timing in it. You're going to want to just, what's going to happen if you've never done it, is you're going to come up, you're stand up, and then you're going to throw it. So try not to do that. It should be one solid movement, and it's beautiful. It's magic once you get it. And it also, the gains you get from this are unbelievable. This is why if you ever follow CrossFit, the CrossFit guys love this, and they go crazy over this. They'll do like 100 reps, and they do all these challenges, and that's because this is 100% beast mode. So, once again, I'm starting at the bottom. I come all the way up, and I shoot, follow through, and I want to hit it just enough so it comes back to me. Now, it's not just the positive movement that makes this. What makes this awesome is the negative is just as beneficial as the positive. The eccentric is amazing for this, and I believe it really makes it a plyometric movement. And that is because when the ball comes down, you're going to receive it. And when you receive it, you're using the weight that you're catching to pull you down and to artificially add more weight to the elasticity of your hamstrings. You're also catching it with your arms. That is plyometric as well, because you're receiving that force. And this, and you know, on a microscopic scale, you're tearing that muscle. This is very, very aggressive. It looks like nothing, but this is an awesome aggressive move, especially once you start getting heavier balls. You know, you do this with a 40 or 50 pound ball, and you're going to get gains no matter what. But it's important to work on your form, and this is an amazing way to work on your form and technique and build explosive power. And the best thing is you are burning massive amounts of calories because you're working every single muscle in the body. On that note, you're even working your butthole, because what I want you to do is to engage your perineum, which is what stops you from peeing and pooping. That is your perineum. You engage that. You engage that in almost any lifting movement. But when you come down, if you're catching this, everything should be engaged. You're bringing it down, and as you bring it down, you're bringing it into your chest, and you're lowering down. And this is almost like a trampoline. You're going to hit that, boom, bounce right back up. And you're exaggerating your negative at the bottom. And there's science and magic in that. That's, in my opinion, what makes it a plyometric exercise. So, all that being said, what happens is, when you're at the bottom now, you have that exaggerated stretch. And now you can use that to literally slingshot you back up. And once you use a heavier weight, you can really see this in motion. This builds tremendous power out of the bottom of the squat. So you're building power and burning fat. I told you can do it. And you can do it with even just this. Make sure you have proper form. My squat is, comfortable, but I'm going all the way down. I also practice external rotation, which means with my foot on the ground, I'm twisting. Now, I don't actually twist my foot, but what happens is my knee moves out like that. that is proper mechanics, and it will take care of your legs. Another caveat or another detail I want you to notice is I'm still sitting into a proper squat. So I'm sitting back. Look at my butt is back. My knees are nice over, they're not way out front here like that. That's going to tear you up. You need to sit back. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it all in here. Even with the lightweight, even though I'm not doing it as powerfully as I'd like to, it doesn't matter because I can just add more reps. So maybe I would do 10 to 20. Well, with this ball, maybe I do 30 to 40. One more time, I'm going to show you. It also works on timing. If you're a martial artist, a wrestler, soccer player, anybody who needs timing, this is going to help your timing. Because if you don't time it right, the ball is going to hit you in the face, and that might happen. But that means you're actually doing something, So thank you, and let me know how this works out for you.
So now I'm going to show you how I incorporate this into a workout. Notice how I have a nice smooth rhythm up and down. Again, I'll have to do this with a heavier ball. It's difficult to really capture with this, but you can mix it up. Throw a burpee and a push-up in there. If the ball's too light, adjust. And then, of course, my rest is a jog. And again, it's a light ball, so I jog with the ball. You can hold the ball over your head to build extra strength. That also builds core strength. And I found a different basketball net with a higher corner. I also incorporate slams. As you notice, I'm slamming the ball down. Let me tell you, that really amps up. So if the regular wall ball is too easy for you, your ball's too light, slam it.
All right, for this next movement, we're going to do a great core movement, and we're going to make it explosive using this ball, 10-pound ball. It's going to be a twisting motion, so plant your feet nicely. I kind of like to aim my hips askew, maybe at a 45 or whatever that is, 120 degrees, I guess, from the wall. And I'm keeping my hips stationary because I want to twist. So it doesn't do any good if you twist your hips as well. We keep our hips stationary as much as possible. Hold the ball, it's pretty simple. Throw it as hard as you can into the wall. While keeping your hips straight, you're twisting. Now, plyometric or explosive movements, you may be tempted to do 1,000,000 of these. And I'm not one to stand in anybody's way, but if you've never done this before, and especially if you haven't really worked core explosively, I would encourage you just to pick a number and stick with that at first, because explosive movements, when you do them too long, you end up burning out. Explosive movements depend on neurology. It's your nerves that you're training with the explosiveness. Yes, you're training the muscle as well, but it's the nerve that fires. And just like when you plug too many cords into the Christmas tree outlet, what happens? Those cords get hot and you blow a fuse. It's no different from your cords, from your nerves. You overdo those nerves and you're just going to fry them. So after a while, you just end up going through the motions and you're really not capturing the essence. If you want to just do 1,000,000 reps, do something like do a standard sit-up or a Russian twist or something like that. But to build the explosiveness that we are seeking, we're going to keep our reps low, especially if you're using a heavy ball. This is a light ball, so no. But that being said, again, planting my feet, external rotation. I'm screwing my feet into the cement. Get used to that. Practice that. I'm engaging my perineum again. I'm flexing my glutes, my butt. Everything is nice and flexed. And then that way I can do my twisting motion effectively. I'm keeping the ball in front of me. I'm not swinging it around like this. This is not an arm exercise. We just want to be like a robot, and we're smashing. Now, obviously, you're going to move your arms a little bit, but As you can see, I'm fully twisting. I wind up, again, using the elasticity of your muscles, just like the wall ball. Winding up, chink, 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 and then, beast mode. Winding back. This builds your obliques and your abdominals, and it's a twisting. Most of us, when we work core, we just do it medial, up and down. Twisting side to side is very often overlooked, even by myself, just because, we don't think about it all the time. So, boom, catapult. Now, don't forget to switch sides. So try to remember how many you did on the one side, right? And then I'll give you a rear view. Again, planting my feet, prepare for war. Planting my feet, external rotation. I'm engaging my perineum, which is like holding your feces, and I'm twisting. I need to change my angle a little bit. You can see I'm stretching back to get that elasticity. It's like a slingshot, like a bow and arrow. Another thing I will also mention too, when you're doing unilateral training, by that I mean one side at a time. I'm a huge, huge believer, and I don't understand why I don't see this explained more, but when doing unilateral training, I believe you should do the one side first and then rest before doing the next side. Otherwise, either one of two things is happening. Either you're not going to train the other side as well, or you're full of shit and you're not training the other side as hard as you could. So either way, you're either lying to yourself or you're shorting yourself. So what I like to do in this situation, after doing the right side, is I'll go for a jog, which I'm going to do. Jog with the ball for an added fat burning experience. With that added movement in there, that's going to burn fat, calories, stamina, etc., etc. I think you see the point that I've been trying to make with you guys. It's easy to step it up. You don't have to be Hercules. We can step it up in little things like that. Instead of standing around, resting between sets, I can jog. Learn to jog without it scaring you. And then back again to the left side now that I'm resting. Notice I'm not twisting my hips, or at least I'm trying not to. So give this a shot. Let me know how it works out in the comments below. Crew and I were messing around, ready to wrap it up, and we decided to throw a band on. Why not? So let's try it. I guarantee you've never seen this before. I know I haven't. Oh, woo! If you seek Odin's blessing, you must train like a god. Odin Star Fitness.